This video is going to be about making mast for the New York. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be making the foremast. Now, in this set of dimensions is for the Delaware, and the Delaware and the New York are basically identical, within a few feet of one another. Now, this comes from this book right here. It's in the back side here. And it shows the foremast is 115 feet long. That's the lower part. And you have to take 38 feet away from that. Get that from the plans, which is a spar deck down to just about at the keel, where it seats on the keel, and it's about 38 feet. It gives you about 77 feet left over. And in here, this scale, which is 1/72, where a foot equals, or I'm sorry, 6 feet equals 1 inch, I would divide the 77 that you get from taking 38 away from this, and divide that by 6. And that gives me just about 13 inches. It's very, very close. 13 inches. So, from the line on here, that I have on here, someplace, there's a line on here, and then that would be 13 feet. And that goes all the way to the top. And the doubling, which is this part here, that I've already started the shape here, comes from, I get that dimension from these plans right here. And this is a foremast doubling from here to here. And that comes from this book right here. There's a set of plans in here that gives you basically for a 36 gun frigate, for a 100 gunner, and for a 74 gunner. And this one is for a 100 gunner. And the United States was very close to 100 guns. She should carry about 90. And so she was a little bigger than a 74 and a little smaller than a 100 gun, or like the Victory. So I'm going to use this distance here, which I can use on here to come up with distance. It's around 2 inches. So it goes from here to here. This distance is basically at the top of the cap, right there. That's the doubling, goes to the top of the cap as far as I know. And so I'll be forming this. It's kind of squared off now, roughly just carved it. And I'll show you when it's finished what it looks like. I'll just basically take a file, and it has to be tapered just a little bit, as you can see, from here up to here. Well, at this point, I'm going to cut out those two bibs here and here, or cheeks. Actually, the front is called a bib, and the rear is called the cheeks. On the real ship, they're two separate parts, as you can see, but for the purposes of making a model, I combined the two. Here you can see they're cut out. Here, I'll transfer them to the proper stock, and once the masts are finished to the point where these need to be installed, I will be showing that. You can notice that only the foremast and the mizzen are done here. The reason for that is I don't have the dowel that I need to make my mainmast. And I'm not going to go downtown to get that until I have enough stuff in that area uptown that I need to get to make the trip from where I live to downtown worth it. This is about a half hour, 40 minutes drive from where I live to downtown Tucson, Arizona. So I'll only be showing these two masts this video. Shouldn't need to do the main mast. It's basically the same exact thing. You can see I have the hounds and the bib on, combination of the two there. And I'm starting to put the cheeks on, as you see there. They need to be shaped at the bottom. And the rubbing strake for the yard. I believe that's what that is. And then I'm going on the other, need another cheek on this side. And the next portion of this video will be showing how I shape the planks, if you will, to fit it in nice and tight. Well, on this side of the foremast, I'm going to put down strips of, this is for mine purposes, it's 1/32 inch. And you'll see in the video, but it's been rounded off. I don't know if you can see that on this video here, towards this end here, camera and everything. But, and it's been cut here, and it to fit right in here like this. And it's going to go down just like that, and I'll glue that in place. And then there'll be another one next to it, and then a smaller one, a little bit smaller one, thinner, width-wise, along the back side. When those are all on, then I will shape these into the half moons on each end that they need. Now when you put these on here, remember this is flat, right? So when the next one goes on like this, what you're going to do is you're going to take one side and you're going to 45 it off, like this, all right? All the way down the length of it. So do a little bit here, show you what I'm talking about. Now, that allows, when you put this piece in, and you put that 45 edge alongside there, it goes on there just like this. You'll see how that fits, fits right tight to it. Okay, this is just for demonstration purposes, so I don't care if that piece is broken. But you can see that it butts right up really tight, right? And when I use CA, it'll fill in this gap in here. So when it's painted, you'll see very little of the seam, if any of it. And when I come back, you'll see the finished edges, because it has to be rounded off and sanded and rounded down. And when that's done, I'll be banding the mast. And you can see there, all three of the sections for the cheek are on, but you can see that it's kind of flat, you know, shaped like an octagon or a hexagon at the end of a hexagon. So it basically, you're going to have to start, we'll round this off right here, all the way up here, okay? We'll start with a little bit of just the 120 sandpaper. Now this edge right here is somewhat rounded off. You can see as it is right here. It is not flush like it is along this side, because this will get almost flush with each side. And there's still some work to do on this end here, but you know, this will have to be rounded off going up to here. And of course, when this is done, I'll use some, what's about a bowl, 220, and then some 400. Okay, that's enough Doesn't have to be completely down, you know, there is a little stop. And some of Steele's elements is what I did to show a cross section of what the mast looks like in certain locations, which is how I got how it's shaped like this. That's it for making the cheeks and the rubbing strake on this. And basically, on the back here, this will get filled in as well, because this is flat, and it tapers down into here, and I'll show that later when I'm done. Well, I've got it kind of in the holes just to test fit it, see what it looks like, and see how the back has been done back there, and how it looks like this. All right, and the side pieces there, they've been shaped down there and down at the base. And just as a little bit of a teaser, you can see I have some of the deck furniture installed here. Just quick. These, the railings and the ladders will go on a little later. They're not going to be put in place yet, but sooner or later they'll go in, and the railings will go in. I still need to finish the grading for there, and there's a section grading that goes here, and a section for here for the stovepipe, galley pipe, and here for a scuttle. And this will be covered in a canvas-like cloth. Anyways, still waiting for some grading material so I can finish the floor of the head and get the toilets in